You don't like coffee?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the 20 best references and Easter eggs you may have missed throughout the second season of The Last of Us. We will be discussing some future aspects of the video game, so a spoiler warning is in effect.
She's gonna kill us either way.
No, I won't. Because I'm not like you.
Number 20, People magazine.
It's too far for me to drop down, so I can find a stairway or something and figure out a path back up here. Just stay put.
Yeah.
The prop department creates magic yet again. While Ellie is exploring the Green Place Market, she comes across a time capsule of days gone by, an issue of People magazine with Jennifer Aniston on the cover. What makes this a great detail is that it is absolutely period perfect. This is a special double issue of People, featuring the best and worst dressed of the year. After doing some digging, we found that this magazine was to be on display until September 29, 2003. In the show, Outbreak Day occurred on September 26, 2003, a date when this exact issue of People would still be on grocery store shelves.
Where'd you get the money for this?
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
It's better when I do.
It was only $20, which I stole from you. I could have stolen $60, but I put the change back because I'm an honest thief. Besides, it's the thought that counts.
Number 19, Employee of the Month.
Promise, we're just gonna listen quick, see if any are in there, which is definitely recon.
Another great Easter egg that game players immediately noticed was the Employee of the Month board that Ellie stumbles across in Green Place Market. She sees that a white dog has been named Employee of the Month for July, resulting in a little smirk of amusement. This is virtually the exact same board found in the Green Place Market in The Last of Us Part 2, with the white dog even being in the same bottom left position under the same month of July. This board is part of a puzzle in the game, so many players have experience with it, and many players were more than happy to see it recreated in the show.
Oh my god, before we leave, you gotta check out the employee.
Number 18, Gustavo Santaolalla.
She's putting on quite the show.
We return to the dance sequence for what is arguably the episode's cutest and most missable Easter egg. As Ellie watches Dena dance, there's a very brief shot of a bearded man playing the charango, an instrument of the lute family that's very popular in South America. Fans of the game may recognize this instrument, as The Last of Us features plenty of Andean lute music. But even better than that is the man himself. This is Gustavo Santaolalla, an Argentinian musician and the composer of the Last of Us franchise, having done both games and the show. It's certainly a fitting cameo, and we loved seeing the master at work. Number 17, Denas Bracelet.
It's for good luck. I don't believe in luck. I do.
After revealing themselves as the remaining Fireflies from Salt Lake City, Dena and Joel are taken hostage. It's during this moment, just before Mel puts Dena under anesthetic, that we get a glimpse of a bracelet on Dena's wrist. This is a Jewish Hamsa bracelet, and the exact one Dena wears in-game and eventually gives to Ellie during their time in Seattle, and was heavily referenced in pre-release trailers for The Last of Us Part 2. The bracelet is typically worn to prevent harm and bring good fortune. However, it seems to have run out on this particular day, unfortunately.
See? Breathing.
Number 16, Eugene's Man Cave.
How'd you know about this place?
Eugene. He was my first patrol partner. One day he showed it to me. Said he found it a year earlier when he was on a solo patrol. Swore me to secrecy.
In the game, Ellie and Dena discover Eugene's underground pot farm as well as numerous oddities from his life, some of which are especially notable, such as Eugene's history as a Firefly.
You okay?
Yeah.
In the series, we don't get to fully explore Eugene's hideout, but there are some specific pieces of Eugene's lair that make the jump, such as a blink and you'll miss it nod to Eugene's adult film stash with a stack of VHS tapes next to an old TV. The best reference, however, comes in the form of Eugene's mask bong, which is lifted directly from the game, and Ellie gleefully declares she's taking with her.
Did he make this?
Yeah.
I'm taking this with me.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Number 15, Through the Valley. At the end of episode 2, we hear the song Through the Valley by Eda James. However, longtime fans of the game will immediately recognize this as the rendition used in the reveal trailer for The Last of Us Part 2 at the 2016 PlayStation experience. One notable fact about this version and the one used in the show is that they are both performed by Ellie's in-game voice actress Ashley Johnson in an updated version of the track recorded specifically for the series by the actress.
I'll walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
It's fitting then that her beautiful rendition of Through the Valley marks the beginning of Ellie's quest for revenge that also harkens back to Ellie's intent in the original teaser trailer.
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
Number 14, Eda James.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Put it on stupid.
Why?
Because it's fun. And this music sucks.
Another Ellie bedroom detail, another poster. We told you it had a lot of good Easter eggs. Just as Ellie opens the door, you can see a black and white poster on her wall, just beside the desk. This is a poster of Eda James, a legendary R&B artist who had a number of hits in the 60s. In 1968, James released I Got You Babe, a cover of Sonny and Cher's iconic single. This is the song that Ellie and Riley dance to in Left Behind while wearing their masks in the Halloween store. It looks like Ellie is still honoring her late best friend.
I got you, baby. I got you, baby.
Number 13, Dead Zombie Joel.
You stupid old man. You don't get to rush this.
The episode doesn't take long to remind you that Joel died. It immediately opens with the fiery aftermath of the Battle of Jackson, with a huge pile of dead zombies laid out in front of the burning settlement. The first zombie we see is in the exact same positioning that Joel was in when he died, complete with his head turned to the left and his left hand resting in front of his face.
Joel, get up! Joel, get up!
We don't know if the show is making some kind of connection between the two or if it's just a macabre reference to Joel's death. Either way, it was one heck of a way to open the episode.
End it.
Joel, get up! Please.
Number 12, Joel is off the credits.
Give Sarah my love.
All right, HBO, you sick so-and-sos, we see you. Not only did they kill Joel off, but they completely removed him from the opening credits. Before, we saw the figures of Joel and Ellie growing from the fungus, a beautiful little representation of their relationship. But the credits were changed for this episode, and the Joel figure is now gone. Ellie is all by herself, her father figure dead, and forced to go it alone. To make matters even worse, they removed Pedro Pascal's name from the opening credits. You know, because it didn't already hurt enough.
How are you doing?
Fine.
If you say it that fast, it kind of implies you're not.
Number 11, Dena can't hear the Stalkers. We know that Dena is very proficient in listening to the infected, often telling Ellie exactly how many are in a room. But she has a problem with the Stalkers in the warehouse. Not only does she not know what they are, but she also can't seem to hear them, even expressing shock when more emerge from the darkness.
You see that fencing over there? I'm gonna lure as many as I can. You're gonna run in there, secure the gate, secure however you can, and stay in there.
Dena, I can get bed a lot. You can't. Do as I say.
This is a great reference to the video game. By their nature, Stalkers are exceptionally quiet, and therefore almost impossible to detect while in listening mode. Dena is clearly playing in listening mode most of the time, so it makes complete sense that she isn't able to detect them.
I think it's a smart one. Like the one that stalked me at the supermarket. Okay, but you kill that one, so we can kill this one too, right?
Number 10, the Rat King.
All that was left was the basement. B1, B2, B3. We were expecting the worst, the kind of environment they like. Plus, the old-timers said down there was where they brought the first cordyceps patients in '03.
During the opening sequence, Elise Park mentions going into the hospital basement. They were expecting something bad, but they found the place completely abandoned. She even says that there were, quote, not even rats inside, which seems to elicit a subtle reaction of anxiety from Hanrahan.
So yesterday, that's where I sent a squad down to B1.
And?
Nothing. The whole floor was empty, not even rats.
It also elicited a huge reaction from fans of the game, whose ears pricked up at the mention of hospital rats. The Rat King is a famous type of infected from the game, found in the basement of the Seattle hospital. It's a disgusting creature, consisting of numerous types of infected phased into each other and forming a giant mass of limbs, mouths, and fungal growths. We still have nightmares about it. Number 9. Joel's Watch.
Honey, it's nice, but I think it's stuck. It's not.
What? No. Oh, ha ha.
Whereas in the game, Sarah gifts Joel a brand new watch on his birthday. Within the series, Sarah is instead seen getting Joel's old watch repaired. We didn't understand the significance of this at the time, but now it would seem that Joel's watch was passed down from his father. This in turn makes Joel's watch even more significant, as it not only represents his connection to Sarah as it was the last gift she gave him, but also to his father, who hoped that he would become a better father than he was, and continue that tradition of each generation being better than the one before it.
You know, when it's your turn, I hope you do a little better than me.
Number 8. The Moth and the Owl.
Never did ask. What is it with the moths?
Nothing. I just read about them in a book on dreams and stuff. It's kind of symbolic.
Whereas in the game, it's assumed Ellie's fascination with moths stems from the etching on the guitar Joel gives her. In the series, Ellie is already obsessed with the dusty insects, which leads Joel to carve one into her guitar. It's only years later Joel inquires about the moths and goes to Gale for further confirmation, to which she tells him they signify death.
Oh, so what's a moth?
Death. If you believe in that shit.
Which is technically true, but Ellie seems to have a different interpretation, in which the moth signifies someone drawn to the light and searching for purpose, which is evidenced by her sketches. Joel has a similar obsession with owls, which coincides with his views of himself as a wise but deadly stealth predator and protector.
But if somehow I had a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
Number 7. Joel's Coffee. Joel's love of coffee is well documented throughout both games, and likewise within the series.
I really miss coffee.
Near the end of episode 6, Ellie returns to talk to Joel after the events of the dance hall, and the scene plays out almost exactly as in the game, with Joel confessing he's ashamed of what he traded to get it.
The people that came through last week. I'm a little embarrassed for what I traded to get it, but it's not bad.
Eagle-eyed fans of the game, however, will notice Joel's cup is the exact one Ellie finds on the sink after his death, once again adorned with Joel's favorite animal, the owl. Joel's love of coffee also resonates after his death when Ellie lays the coffee beans on his grave. Number 6. Earth Abides.
Is there a doctor's in sign on me like Lucy for peanuts?
When Joel visits Gale during her lunch, Gale can be seen reading a book titled Earth Abides. The significance of this book is that this was one of the first stories to detail the events after a global pandemic nearly wiped out all of humanity all the way back in 1949. Within the book, humanity begins to revert to lower intelligence, especially after the last human who can read dies, leaving future generations completely illiterate. The Last of Us writer Neil Druckmann has acknowledged the story's influence on the game and its themes of hope and rebuilding. Gale could also see parallels between herself and the novel as one of the last highly educated residents of Jackson, as the next generation slowly begins to take over.
It probably means change and growth.
No, that would be a butterfly.
Oh.
Number 5. Pointing to the map.
Hands up. Where's Abby?
In the finale's most brutal and emotional sequence, Ellie kills both Owen and Mel and makes a horrifying discovery about the latter. But before she does that, she asks them to point to Abby on the map. Her method of doing so is quite clever and more than a little familiar.
You, bring me that map. You're gonna point to where Abby is. And then you're gonna do it.
She tells them that they'll both point to the location separately and that they'd better match or else. If we rewind back to season 1, we'll see that this is the exact same method that Joel used against David's men when he had to find Ellie. Looks like Joel taught her his ways.
You're gonna point to where we are and where your resort is. And it better be the exact same spot your buddy points to.
Number 4, the Seattle Great Wheel.
The whale.
What?
The show has done some funky things with time. Outbreak Day occurred in September 2003, yet in The Price, Joel sings Pearl Jam's Future Days to Ellie, which came out 10 years later in 2013. Another, maybe even more egregious example occurred in the season finale, when Ellie traveled to the Seattle Great Wheel to find Abby. The wheel is found on Pier 57 and opened on June 29, 2012, nearly 10 years after Outbreak Day. So either the show is playing a little fast and loose with time and we just have to accept that, or it takes place in some kind of alternate universe where these things exist outside of our own.
I really hope you make it.
Number 3, Thieves of the City.
Hey, you up?
Well, yeah, now.
Cool, all right, come on. Isaac wants to talk to us.
When Abby wakes up in the stadium, we can see that she was reading a book called Thieves of the City. There are so many great things about this Easter egg, we don't even know where to start. First, it's a cute play on the title City of Thieves, which is a real book published by David Benioff. Many know Benioff as the co-showrunner of Game of Thrones, which shares a network with The Last of Us. And if you look closely, you can see the author is one Ben Davidoff, an obvious nod to David Benioff. Lastly, co-director Bruce Straley has claimed that City of Thieves was a huge inspiration for The Last of Us, so it's nice to see them paying homage.
Just let me wake up. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
All right. It's your funeral if you make them wait.
Number 2, the boat shot.
Abby, the one who killed Joel, she's in the aquarium. It's too far to swim. We need a boat.
What are you talking about?
The final crane shot of Long, Long Time references the beautiful window visual from the main menu of The Last of Us. Well, it looks like Season 2 is continuing that tradition. There's a shot in Convergence that shows a motorboat rocking against a dock in the violent waves. Like Long, Long Time, this is a visual nod to the main menu of The Last of Us Part 2, which shows, well, a motorboat rocking in the waves. It's a fun, if somewhat moody bit of nostalgia for fans of the video game, many of whom would have instantly recognized that iconic visual. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, the rope burns.
I know why you killed Joel. He did what he did to save me. I'm the one that you want. Just let him go.
In the agonizing climax of the episode, Jesse gets shot and Ellie encounters a vengeful Abby. If you look closely, you can see what looks like rope burns across Abby's neck. This makes sense within the parameters of the story because, as we saw earlier, the Seraphites are prone to capturing wolf soldiers and hanging them from a noose.
No! I'm not from here! I'm not a wolf! Tell them!
So it's likely that Abby has run into the violent cult at some point during her time in Seattle. However, this detail also serves as an Easter egg, as Ellie's brief run-in with the Seraphites greatly mirrors Abby's interaction with the group in the video game, including being hung by a noose.
They are nested with sin.
What was your favorite hidden detail? Let us know in the comments below.
We don't know where she is.